Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. It is March 26th. Hope everybody is doing well out there in the world. A couple quick announcements. Glad to report, I didn't realize this was going to happen, but we were, our documentary was aired again last night on MSNBC. So if you're new to the group and you came here because of that documentary, well, good for it. It's doing its job. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, you all know by now we are fighting for two things here on this group. And by the way, we are the oldest, first, largest, did I say oldest, truly grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. We are literally nothing more than regular people who got screwed by an unconstitutional, predatory loan scam. We're normal people fighting that. We're nothing more, but that's a lot. We've got over 1.2 million members, or actually we've got close to 1.4 million members now. I'm pleased to report. I wish they would get their ass on this Facebook group. Would be helpful. We've only got like 20,000 on our Facebook group, but whatever the case may be, you're very welcome here. We're fighting for two things. We're fighting, number one, we're fighting for the end of this lending scam. That's the big thing we're fighting for. But as a practical matter, we're fighting for two things. Number one, we're fighting for the return of bankruptcy rights to all student loans. Nobody wants to file for bankruptcy, least of all you. Very few people should have to file. Maybe even no one will have to file. But we've been living and breathing this issue for 18 long years now, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you that as long as the constitutionally enshrined leverage of bankruptcy is gone from us, we will have no power, and we will be begging Joe Biden or whoever else, Donald Trump or whoever the next president may be, we'll be begging them forever to cancel loans. The founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws, aka rights in the Constitution. We've got to get that power back if we want whatever you want to see happen with your loans, whether you want student loan cancellation, whether you want to break on interest, or whatever you want. I don't see it happening unless and until we get the leverage of bankruptcy returned. So the second thing we're fighting for is what I just said. We're fighting for student loan cancellation by executive order. So the president must cancel all federally owned student loans by executive order. He can do this, unlike paying SVP, Silicon Valley Bank shareholders, account holders, unlike PPP loans, unlike every other stupid piece of stimulus we saw over the past 5 years. The president can cancel all federally owned student loans without needing one thin dime from the Treasury and without adding one penny to the national debt. And by the way, the taxpayers have already made their money back by and large on this lending system from us. They have scraped probably hundreds of billions, if not trillions from us. No, they have scraped trillions from us. That's true. All the loans, every nickel of federally owned student loan debt could be canceled tomorrow. And on balance, the taxpayer would be breaking about even. That's the right thing to do. That's what we're fighting for. We started the whole concept of canceling student loans by executive order. We were the first group to publicly call on the president to do this. It was when our petition started screaming, like 500,000 or 600,000 signatures, that the mainstream media began to report on it. It was only then when Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, other members of Congress started running with the call. So that all started on this group here, guys. That's something to be very proud of, particularly if you've been with this group and if you helped back in 2020 to get that petition moving. We're in a very strong spot, guys. Intellectually, we're in a very strong spot. The lending system is failed like no other lending system in this country has ever failed before. And I can prove that if you if you don't believe it. And by the way, if you have any questions or comments, editorial opinions or otherwise, and if I can see them on Facebook or Twitter, by all means, throw them out and I will respond to them if I can see them. So we're fighting for both of those things, guys, but I'm telling you that as a practical matter in the real world, we've got to get bankruptcy back, guys. That's the first thing that needs to happen. And if you disagree, I'm happy to have that argument with you because, as I said, we've been living and breathing this thing forever. And even before, well before people, Biden announced that really lame $10,000 or $20,000 student loan cancellation last year, we were already saying no matter what Biden does, it's going to suck and it will mean almost nothing for almost everyone. And here we are. Well, lo and behold, it's going to mean almost nothing to almost everyone. And it may mean absolutely nothing for everyone, depending on how the Supreme Court rules. Quite frankly, I think the Biden administration set that whole thing up to fail. You know, Joe Biden never wanted to cancel loans. He only did it kicking and screaming. And that's a true lesson in life for all of you. Power does not give up power easily. You have to fight to get it away from them. And that's the truest thing that I'll say. And I'm telling you guys, as long as we don't have the power of bankruptcy on our side, we're going to be begging Joe Biden or whoever until the cows come home to cancel a loan. And what we'll see is the bullshit that we've already seen. Pardon my French. So I'm looking for your comments now. I'm going to keep it pretty short here tonight, guys. I know it's Sunday night and people really are looking forward to watching 60 Minutes or whatever people do on Sunday nights anymore. I don't know. By the way, we've been featured on 60 Minutes. We were featured top story, believe it or not, back in 2006. And lo and behold, here we are 18 fucking years later, and we're still fighting this battle. That is as much testament as you need to know that the federal government has been corrupted badly, ladies and gentlemen. We don't care what your political stripes are. We're a fiercely nonpartisan group. We basically hate the Democrats and the Republicans kind of in different ways. But oh my goodness, I can only hope that the other federal agencies aren't even a tenth as corrupted and broken as the Department of Education. But that's where we're at, guys. Lending systems fail from time to time. It certainly is not our fault. These loans were weaponized against us. This lending system was doomed to fail catastrophically. The minute they took bankruptcy protections away from these loans and made them unconstitutional licenses to steal, the fate for this lending program was sealed. So it's not our fault. We didn't break this lending system. This lending system tried to break us. And we are the fortunate or unfortunate witnesses of the, albeit in slow motion, death of yet another American lending system, and take two steps back. It's not that big of a deal. $1.68 trillion sounds like a lot, but it's kind of nonsense in the first place. The federal government has made all its money back on this loan scam. And remember, in 1965, when the president signed the Higher Education Act and student loans were kind of created, he said the loans would be free of interest. Free of interest. Those were Lyndon Baines Johnson's words. Today, not only are they not free of interest, about $100 billion or more clicks off on our backs every year. They've been, as I said, unconstitutionally weaponized. The founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws in the Constitution. There's a good reason for that. And the student loan exception to their wisdom proves their wisdom in spades. So, okay, I'm looking for your comments now, guys. This coming week, we're fighting really hard, guys. This year is going to be tougher than last year. This year, we've got a mixed Congress, which historically has never gotten anything done. The Republicans are assholes. The Democrats are fake. But the Republicans, I would say, are assholes on this issue. And historically, they have opposed the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans in decades past. However, the good news is that many, 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 many conservatives, including Republicans in Congress, now today agree with us that bankruptcy has got to be returned to student loans. Last year, we had a good bill in the Senate, and Republicans Josh Hawley and John Cornyn were co-sponsored on this bill. Even before that, we had Republicans like Matt Gaetz in Florida, John Katko in New York, either voicing support for or even co-sponsoring good bankruptcy bills in the Congress. So there's every reason to be hopeful, guys, but I'm telling you, we have to work. We have to work way harder. We've got to fight way harder this year. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? This is not a group here for your entertainment. We are not here for you to eat popcorn and enjoy. This is a working, fighting group. And Jackie's with us tonight. Jackie knows that. Jackie single-handedly got like 15 letters to the editor published in the state of Texas over the past month. Jackie's doing the work. So I'm just going to go through your comments quickly here tonight, guys. And I think I'll probably call it an early night. As I said, we've got a big week coming up. Hey, Laura Gail Sooney is with us tonight. Hey, Laura. How are you? Laura says, it feels like we're living in a Great Depression. People who want to pay won't even be able to do it because they're ill and barely paid, losing jobs, etc. Right. You know, this is kind of a depression that's been hidden from the people, at least speaking to the student loan issue uniquely. Even before this pandemic, 85% of all borrowers were underwater on their loans. So more than half, in fact, close to 60% were not making payments on their loans at all. They couldn't. And another, 25%, they were paying, but their loan balances were going up, not down, up. This is a defining hallmark of a predatory lending system, make no mistake. This is what happens when you take bankruptcy protections, statutes of limitations, and many other consumer protections away from a lending instrument. But yeah, this thing is dying. This lending system is finished. The pandemic is the nail in the coffin. If 60% of the people weren't paying before the pandemic, probably 80%, maybe 85% of the people will never pay again. They're done. The people are done. The lending system has gone off the cliff. So I don't know that I'd call that a depression. I would say that if we are looking at a very deep recession, if not depression, the number one thing that the president needs to do is erase these stupid fucking loans, pardon my French. Get rid of this dead dog, this dying beast, kill it quickly and cleanly in a way that stimulates the economy, rather than drag this out another for more months, years, or even decades and ruin our lives. Take this thing to the bath and drown it in the tub. And that's a very conservative thing I just said. You know, as I said, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you're very welcome on this group. But, you know, the Republicans need to step up. The Republicans say they fight for smaller government. Well, here is the poster child of the worst big government, red state wrecking, lending scam in U.S. history. Now, if the Republicans are serious about smaller government, if they're serious about reining in the colleges, which they say they are, well, then the first thing they would do is rein in the funding stream for the colleges, which is the federal student loan program. But like I said, quite frankly, guys, this lending system is so badly failed. Honestly, I think it's best to just cancel every nickel of federally owned loans, return bankruptcy rights to all the other loans, and start over again. Call it a great reset. You call it whatever you want. But the bottom line is this lending system is done. It's toast. The people are done. We're not going to pay anymore. And that's just what's going to happen. So hopefully the adults in the room in Washington, D.C. will finally see this unconstitutional loan scam for what it is and join us instead of fighting against us. So, but this is going to take huge amounts of work on our part, guys, because make no mistake, the Democrats are no friend of ours. A lot of people, the rhetoric is nice from the Democrats, but the Democrats had every chance to pass that bill that I was talking about last congressional session. They had control of the Senate, they had control of the House, control of the presidency. They had a decades-long commitment to return bankruptcy rights to student loans. And at the very last minute, they decided to betray us and let the bill die. The bills, multiple bills. So yeah, guys, we're kind of a movement without a party. And I know a lot of the student loan activist groups or whatever they call themselves out there. I know they are just bought and paid for by the DNC, and we are not, guys. We can't afford to be. We tell the truth on this group. You know, I saw this one just ridiculous paid operatives for the DNC saying the other day, Joe Biden's got our back. No, that's fucking bullshit. Sorry, guys. Joe Biden has never had our back. Joe Biden is a friend of the lending industry. In fact, more than any living, breathing, serving politician in this country, Joe Biden deserves more credit than anyone living, serving for the student loan scam. You know, as a junior senator in Delaware in 1976, he was a surprisingly key guy in getting the first bankruptcy rights stripped from student loans. And in 2005, he was totally honchoing the removal of bankruptcy rights from private student loans. So Joe Biden does not have our back, ladies and gentlemen. It comes back to what I said at the top of this broadcast. Power will only give up power when it's forced to, and we've got to force things. We're through being nice. For the first quite a few years of this group's existence, we were polite, we were nice. We assumed the Democrats were on our side. We tried not to offend anyone. No, that does not work. That absolutely does not work. All that does is serves to perpetuate this loan scam. This is a fight. Make no mistake. And don't fall for the friendly, pleasant words from DNC operatives like whatever that chick's name is, Melissa something. I don't know. Melissa McClellan. So anyways, guys, we've got this, but only when you help. And that is the truest thing that I'll say tonight. You know, we do daily actions on this group, not every day lately, since the beginning of the year, maybe 3 times, 4 times a week. But that's going to be ramping up a lot. I would ask you to please go to our website and check out our daily actions. I'm going to update them again tonight, going back this past week. But I would ask everyone, if you've never done any of our daily actions, do a couple of weeks worth. You need a Twitter account. It's really fast, by the way. The daily actions are fast, and I would say fun. They're fun to do, because what we do in those daily actions, by and large, is we attack members of Congress. By and large, we do other things too, but depends on the day, what the battle orders of the day are. But we're very smart about how we target our tweets and stuff like that. I hate Twitter. You hate Twitter. Everybody hates Twitter, but Twitter is actually pretty useful for reaching out and touching these people. So please do our daily actions if you do nothing else. And with that, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. We do have a big week coming up, though, guys. We're expecting a good bill to come out in the Senate, like soon, like hopefully this week. And we need to be ready to fight for it, guys. We need to fight for it like nobody has fought before. Like last session, towards the end of the year in December, we were fighting kind of hard, but we weren't fighting nearly hard enough. And if you're sitting there thinking that you're better than us, thinking that this is entertainment for you, you can just get off our group right now, because we don't want you here. We don't need the dead weight. We don't need lazy, cynical people. It's bad. It's bad for us. And it's just bad karma, and just leave. We need fighters on this group, like Jackie and Joanna. And you know, I could name thousands, but we need way more people fighting. And this is your problem. These are your loans. You're not better than us. Make no mistake. We have Harvard graduates on this group, and they are getting their knuckles muddy and bloody. So don't think that you're above anyone here. You are not. I'm not saying Harvard people are above anyone too. In fact, some of the most ridiculous assholes I've seen have hearkened from Harvard. But my point is, you are not better than us, okay? You need to get your knuckles a little muddy and a little bloody in this group. Now, if you want to sit back and be entertained, you can go to one of the other groups, and they'll try and sell you on loan consolidation or debt coaching or refinancing, or they will find a way to make money off your ass. We don't do that. We're just a normal group. So I'm looking forward to this week, guys. Big things are happening. Got a couple things cooking in the media, but I'm not going to say anything right now. until they are out. But get ready, guys, because this is going to be the fight. And it's kind of sink or swim at this point, and we need you to swim with us so we can easily, very easily, fight and win this battle. Maybe the last thing I'll say is just please donate if you would. We survive and thrive on very little, very modest donations, personal gifts from normal people. We don't need a lot, but we can't do it on nothing. And I hope that you can appreciate that fact. It's a very tough battle we're engaged in here, guys, and we need all the help we can get. And quite frankly, the least valuable thing you can do is donate. The most valuable thing you can do are your actions. Actions are far more important than any donation, although we still do need donations. So let me just click that in for you. There's the donate link right there. Also, we got the GoFundMe going. So please help with that. All right, guys. So hopefully we'll see some good developments and have a bill to rally around this coming week. Hang in there. We got this when you help. I hope you can see by the twinkle in my eye that we are way more powerful than you might think, and we're in a very excellent position right now. So, it takes a village, guys. Do your part. I'll see you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Good luck. God bless. And Godspeed, everyone.